Hello and welcome to another episode of the Blerd podcast, a space where we have unfiltered conversations and nerd out about fatherhood. I'm your host, Glennlawrence, and things are good. We are walking. The baby's not walking. We are walking. The baby in the stroller. It's good. He's growing. He's progressing. We got him out. He's getting some sun. He's getting some pigment. We like that. And we're trying to introduce him to, all the elements and everything so he can grow up nice, strong, and healthy. We're introducing him to new germs all the time, just so he has a good, strong, healthy immune system. He's also eating more, which is amazing. That's good. But that also means that I'm sleeping less, which is bad. That's not good. Luckily, I am an excellent napper. I've been practicing napping for a long time. I'm very good at it. It's one of my specialties, as a matter of fact. So it really kind of falls into my wheelhouse, So that's a good thing. I just put on some binaural beats, and 20 minutes later, I'm refreshed and ready to be puked on all over again. So that's what's going on in the life of this new father. I'm learning the ropes, man, and it's good. I did take a nap before this so I could be refreshed, because otherwise I am tired. I have a whole new respect for parents. I'm fucking tired. It's a lot. Sorry, I'm not supposed to be cursing. I'm trying to get that out of my system. That'll probably be the last one. But I'm tired. Sometimes those things are going to slip. And like I said, these are unfiltered conversations. First, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor. As always, They Made Me Wear It. You should check out They Made Me Wear It. They are dog stylists for the everyday parent. It's a husband and wife team, and they're on a mission to help dogs discover their fashionable side. They're like the Zoolander for dogs. It's just amazing. They could probably teach them good looks and all that type of stuff too. You order some comfy jammies, and then you get a free modeling book. But whether it's a Halloween costume, an adorable dress, or a custom designer gown, your fur baby will love wearing the latest fashions. Also, when you're shopping in their store, you're helping to contribute to Hope for Paws. It's an animal rescue organization that works tirelessly to rescue and save the lives of abandoned animals. So what are you waiting for? You should head to theymademewearit.com and use the code word BLERD, as in black nerd, BLERD, at checkout for 15% off the entire store. That's a good one, man. I'm happy about it. They're good. They're good people there. You should definitely hit them up. Speaking of good people, this week we chat with an old friend of mine and a great father. His name is Tre Davis. In 2009, Tre moved into the barbering industry, utilizing his skills, talents, and entrepreneurial spirit to make ends meet after losing everything previously. In 2016, as Tre became known more and more as a barber and a barbershop owner, his life came crashing down once again. He was divorced, single father. He had bad credit. He just lost his dad. And all this forced him to repair and improve his own credit. And since then, Tre Davis has become an entrepreneur, a public speaker, a credit repair consultant. Through his effective credit strategy, Boss Credit System, he has been able to help hundreds of people improve their credit scores with the tools he has used to improve his own score. Now, Tre and I used to play ball together. I would see him like 3 to 4 times a week on the court. I was more of like a 6th or 7th man, but Tre is a guy you want with the ball in his hands at the end of the game. You know what I mean? He hits game winners. He's a score. He was a scorer. He's a slasher. He taught me a little bit about ball, and now he is teaching others to level up their financial game. So I should probably just get him in here without further ado. Let me welcome a friend of mine, Tre Davis, to the show. Tre, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine, man. You sound good, bro. I haven't heard your voice in a long time. This is good. Fellowship. We haven't talked in a while, man. So what's been going on?
Oh, not too much, man. First off, I got to give it back to you, Glenn, man, for allowing me to be on your platform tonight. Super amazing job. I've seen your growth, man, and didn't know you was a comedian. I knew you had jokes when I met you, but I didn't know you was gonna take it to the next level. But man, super excited to be on the platform to be able to, share whatever I can share. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the thing. It's like using your available talents, right? Like one of my talents was, I guess, just being funny, being humorous at the right time and using that to move things forward. I saw that you use one of your talents, which is cutting hair, you know what I mean? Like becoming a barber, and you use that to kind of move into your entrepreneurial lane. So that's kind of what I've done here with the comedy, man. But yeah, I didn't know you was a barber. And then I saw you had moved, and then you got into barber, and I was like, okay, Tre's doing it. He had the flambe, he had, you know what I mean, he had the Beijing, he had all that.
Oh yeah, man. You know, it was, you know, being born and raised in that industry, that was something that I could always do, Glenn. At, you know, at the age of 12, I had been cutting hair for a while. But you know, when the first time when, you know, recession hit or whatever, when I got laid off, I decided to just go to barbering school and just see where it would take me. My game plan wasn't to actually do it full time or anything like that. It was just really something to do until I got another corporate job. Um, but that never happened because I finished barbering school in 9 months, and the rest is history, man.
Right. Nah, it's I mean, I saw through social media how you really picked it up, you know what I mean? The barbering game, because at first it was just kind of like you were showing like a couple cuts here, a couple cuts, and then it kept kind of like growing, you know what I mean? You kept getting more into it. The videos got a little bit, you know, more in depth of what you were doing, and then all of a sudden it just flipped, and then it was just like, okay, now I'm opening a shop, and now I'm like you know what I'm saying, like opening a big shop. What was that whole transition like, going from just being the guy with the chair to all of a sudden owning one of like a hot barbershop?
Well, you know, that was the ultimate goal. If I, you know, if I told myself, if I put my mind to it, I want to do it all the way. You know, I want to do it big. So, you know, once again, you know, my mom, she opened up a salon. It's been open for like 22 years. So I seen her do it. I was raised in that industry as a young kid, actually since 3 years old. So it was just natural for me to go ahead and do it all the way. And I always had goals and aspirations to be able to provide an opportunity to help other up and coming professionals in our industry. So why not me? You know, so the opportunity came, and you know, God blessed me with that opportunity, and I just decided to do it. It's been great, man.
Yeah, so the interest, I don't know, you probably don't know about this, but my mom is a writer, right? So she was a writer, or she is a writer, and she started her own like independent publishing business, which also prompted me when I started becoming a comedian to be like, oh well, like I should, you know, make that into a business too. And it kind of gets you into that mindset of having that entrepreneurial spirit, because when you see somebody do it, you see that it like can be done. Like a lot of times people, you know, they think that things are like much more difficult than they are, but when you see somebody do it, it actually like kind of gives you access almost to be like, oh, I could do this too, like I can open my own thing. So
Oh
yeah, so
yeah,
that was it.
oh yeah, you know, absolutely. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I look at it like this: if you're gonna go into something, you might as well just do it big. You know, you never know until you try. You know, so my ultimate goal was like, look, I know I got enough skill set, I got enough people skills. I'm a sharp barber. I'm confident. I know I could provide a solution to my customer's problem, and I started to gain a little bit of some recognition in the industry. I educated myself. That was one of the main things I did, is got around other professionals who were doing well and who were doing some of the things that I wanted to do, like the product line, you know, and of course the shop. But product line was like the next level thing for me. So I just really built relationships and educated myself, and then took the proper steps to be able to achieve some of those personal goals.
Mm. You know, speaking of like reaching out to other people in your industry and seeing what kind of information they have to give back and forth to you. I've always appreciated you, because when we were, even back in the day when we were playing you know, basketball and whatnot, it was a very competitive time, but you was already always really like cool, and you would even like give me advice like, look man, here's what you need to do. All right, look, you see that foot, you take that foot, and you know what I mean, you was breaking it down to me. And I always like really appreciate that because, you know, at the end of the day, you ain't got to do that. You know what I mean? You could go out there, get your buckets and go home. You know what I'm saying? But you was like, let me hip you. And I always appreciated that. And that kind of brings me to like my next question is, you know, when it comes to like financial things, because that's kind of what we're what you're doing now. It seems like for some reason people, they don't always want to give the keys away or information away when it comes to like financial stuff. So it's kind of cool to see you like have moved into this new space where you're helping people get their financial together, because at the end of the day, it is like you said, giving information, kind of talking to other people and being like, hey, this is like, you know, this is how you do this. This is how you get this together. This is how you get this together. And you created a really awesome business off of that, just giving information to others.
Yeah, well, you know, it was one of those things where I went through a divorce about 4.5 years ago. My credit score went down to a 497. Had never seen anything like it. Knew I didn't have any leverage to, from a credit standpoint, to help expand my business or keep it sustainable, right? Not only that, just to have it as a responsible adult, because our credit report is like our adult report card, so to speak. So I knew it was very important. And then I wanted to once again get as knowledgeable as I can in that space, because I told myself, if I can get myself back to where I need to be, I'm gonna share this information with friends, family, everybody that I can share it with, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. If you bless others, you know, if you reap what you sow. I look at it like is if you continue to bless others, it'll come back to you tenfold. So any knowledge that I acquired, that I knew I could share with anybody that may help them, who may have experienced some of the same situations that I have, or maybe some similar situations, share the information, and then it would be up to them to actually take action and go out and execute it so they can get those same results.
Yeah. So I went to divorce too, and so hearing from you, that's crazy, because I didn't know they could take half your credit score too. Like I knew they could take half your stuff, but I didn't know they could do that situation too. That's crazy. But yeah, it's just wild because, you know, back then I was married, and you know, then I ended up getting divorced, and you know what I'm saying, move on, and now it's like I have a whole other. So I got divorced, and then had a whole little life there, and now I'm moving into another one. So it's like we're like 2 or 3 lives removed, you know what I'm saying, from when we used to like play ball back together. Do you still play ball at all?
I play sometimes, man. Not as much as I'd like to, but I still can get out there. My wind ain't as good, but I can still, you know, spot up in the corner every now and then.
There you go. Just set a pick. That's what I was there for. That's what. Look, all I need. I just set a pick.
I can still knock down those jumpers though. Don't get it twisted. If I break a sweat, I can still knock those jumpers down.
Hey, I remember if you would, like, the thing is, it was like, all right, we got to get Tre just a little bit angry. If you get him a little bit angry, he's about to go off. He's about to get buckets. That's cool. So one of the things that is also very cool is that you are a father. How many kids do you have? You have.
I have 2. 2 girls, one 15 and another one 6.
Okay, so you've been in the father game for a little bit longer than I have. I just had my first one like a couple weeks ago, so I'm new to the game.
Congratulations on that, man! Huge congratulations on that, Glenn.
I appreciate it. That was kind of the impetus to start this. I had a lot of nervous energy of like, what am I supposed to do? I was, you know, I don't know if I was fearful, but there was a little fear. I was scared. And now that I've, like, you know, he's been here, it's like, okay, I'm not as scared. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like worried more so than scared. Like before it's like, oh, like what I do? But that was the impetus to start this. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, this will be a good like space to, you know what I mean, for fathers just to talk. You know what I'm saying? We just kind of nerd out, talk about raising up our kids, you know, what we want to do and how we want to kind of build them. You've already, you know, done that a bunch. Like, have you instilled any of those financial outlooks on your young ones?
You know what? That's a good question. Yeah, I actually have. A lot of times when I have my girls, because I get them, of course, you know, certain times throughout the year. of course, in the summertime. And but when I do have them, they now, you know, they want to come up and sweep and get paid for that. You know, they always want to go to the mall. They're girly girls, so they want to, you know, they want to shop and do stuff like that. My youngest daughter, she loves Claire's. She knows
Oh,
exactly what she's going in there to get. She gets a basket. She knows everything. My older daughter, she's, you know, of course, into Air Force One. She's 15, getting ready to be 16, but she's a volleyball player, so she has a passion for volleyball. So she's into working out and you know, keeping her body in shape and preparing herself to. She just made varsity, so excited for that. You know, going
oh,
into
nice.
her sophomore year. So yeah, so from a financial standpoint, for them, it's all about, hey, Dad, can we sweep up? Can we do something at the shop so we can get paid for it? So they're at that point now, and you know, and my youngest daughter, she likes to not only spend, but she does like to save her money. She likes to spend mine, save hers after I
Right.
give it to her. She likes to save hers, but my oldest daughter, I think her financial acumen is going to be good, man. She's already very responsible, and she understands, you know, how much saving is important.
Mm. So what do you think are like the top three things or top three like traits that you could instill in your kids if you wanted to have them a strong financial future?
I would say always be coachable, teachable, and trainable. Those are the three traits. Coachable meaning, if I give you some advice, don't only just listen to it, but execute it, right? Trainable would be something similar to that. If I give you something and I say it worked for me, meaning go out, implement that. And then, number three is kind of the same thing. Be willing to listen with an open ear, and then
Mm-hmm.
not only listen, but actually go out and actually execute it. I think if you could do those, I'd like to try to keep it as simple as possible, but I think if you can do those three things, remember those three things, you'll be fine, because it's already somebody out there who's done what you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
who's been through some of the things that you want to do. And I believe in putting a person in position to be able to skip the line or be able to take the helicopter to the top of Mount Everest versus take step by step. So if you can, so if you can get with somebody who's made those mistakes, been through those things, but they can show you how to speed up that process, do it.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing because there's some people, a lot of people, they have to experience it to to use that knowledge. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? There's like a rare few that can take what somebody else did, their mistakes, and be like, okay, I'm gonna avoid those pitfalls and make my own path and take that knowledge. So, but if you get them from a young age, you could teach them that. So wait, you said coachable, trainable. What was the other one?
coachable, teachable, trainable.
Teachable. Okay. Is that so? I saw that you have a system.
Mhm.
It's called the Boss Credit System. Is that part of the Boss Credit System?
It is. It is. It's that's just I came up with the word boss was because boss means you want to be in charge. You're taking ownership, which is what you see on the sweatshirt, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just a mindset, really. You're taking ownership of your situation. Ownership, if your mind is right and you take ownership of your situation, you can boss up. I always believe in you can boss up, or you can be bossed around, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
Right.
mean, this
It's
this.
one or two things. You could be
Mm-hmm.
you could be you could be boss.
Yeah. It's a. I mean, this is where we are at kind of in the world. You know what I mean? Like there is a need for this knowledge because there's a lot of people who are upset and angry and everything. But giving them kind of the tools and giving them like information on how they don't have to be at the behest of somebody else. They can, be like their own boss or kind of control their own destiny. That's kind of cool. I actually hit you up. I was like, yo, let me get my situation under control. I was like, yo, like, let me figure it out. And then you told me you were like, yo,
Yo,
you're actually on the right path. I was like, oh, okay, all right, cool.
yeah. I
So
mean, it's a couple of different platforms. So, I don't. Can you hear me? Okay. I think you kind of
yeah, I can
broke
hear you.
up,
You're
Glenn.
fine. Yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it's two different platforms that that we like to offer. Like the one, some most people that I come in contact with, they want to be customers. They want to get some things taken care of with their credit so they can achieve some personal goals, right? However, there is also some people that I come in contact with. They want to earn some additional income, whether they be a realtor, or whether they're a tax professional, a car salesman. See, with this platform, you can also start your own credit repair franchise as well. See, most people don't know that, and you could still get your credit repaired at the same time while you're earning income and helping other people. The way the platform is set up is we have a legal team of attorneys that work on our customers' behalf, so you don't have to worry about being bogged down by doing any of the dispute letters. That's one of the
Mm,
things that I love. You can focus really on consulting with the customers, finding out what their problem is, and then understanding that we have a solution to their problem no matter what it is, because we do something very unique on our end is where we dispute all of our customers' items on all three bureaus at the same time. We don't drag their process out like a Lexington law firm or creditrepair.com. We have the ability to get some of the fastest results in the industry. We've been doing it for 17 years. We've helped over 40,000 customers and gotten over 2 million derogatory items removed from people's credit reports. And then not only that, we like to educate our customers throughout the process. So technically, we're a financial literacy company, but credit, restoration is our flagship. So we have a roadmap, a 12-month roadmap that kind of holds our customers' hands, and it shows them exactly what steps to take while they're in the program, whether they're in it for 4 months, 6 months, 8 months. But we go out as far as 12. If the customers need to rebuild their credit, we show them what they need to do. We have tools in place for that as well. And then also we have um, a debt payoff tool, a savings goal tool, a budgeting tool, because customers need those to achieve some of those goals, like the house, the car. They may want to save for a vacation. They may want to save for a college fund for their kids or what have you. But we have all those tools in place that they can use to actually see those things uh, you know, come together and actually, you know, uh, come to fruition, if that makes any sense. So, like I said, I've helped a lot of people, man. At the end of the day, for me, it's about them actually achieving their goals. Once I because their success is my success, right? So if they achieve their goals, I'll achieve mine. I can go and help other people as well. So I love it, man. And then most people
mm,
think that having credit cards are bad, but you actually have to have a sound mix, right? You want to have some revolving credit reporting. You want to have at least three major credit cards reporting on your credit report. A sound mix is 15%. I'm sorry, 10% of your credit score. You don't
mm,
want to go past 4 inquiries on an annual basis. That's 10% of your score. If you have you don't want to close any accounts. If you have a student loan, most people say, I need to get this student loan moved. Well, let's take a look at that, because if you're not late, or if it's not in collections, we want to keep it on there and let it age like fine wine, right?
mhm,
Credit age length is 15% of your score. So the older the account, that's 15% of your score. Your score is going to increase. It's going to jump like Jordan. Then we have, of course, late payments, and then we have utilizations on those cards. I know a lot of times we hear 30%, but the credit hack is between 1 and 9%. You get between 1 and 9% on a continual basis, your score is going to jump like Jordan. And of course, we want to make sure we're paying our payment, paying our bills on time. We don't want any late payments. But we have our process in place where our attorneys, we have customers that may have late payments reporting. Our attorneys, they go to that one. We can get those late payments updated to reflect paid as agreed. If you have collections, we can dispute those legally by leveraging the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So, I like to always be very, very upfront with the customers that it's not a microwave process. It's not a quick fix. This is a 4 to 6 month on average program for customers when they come on board. We will get them results with no problem, but sometimes it may take longer than that. It could be a little less. That's
mm,
the only thing. A lot of people, they want it fast, but it's not a fast process. It's a process to where in 4 to 6 months, once you start to create the dialogue with your creditors, let our attorneys do their job by understanding how the creditors are responding. We get more aggressive round by round to ensure that those items are being removed the proper and the correct way to where they won't come back, because it's against the law if they do, and then our attorneys will actually intervene and go to bat to sue those creditors that actually try to put it back on their credit report. So we don't have those issues either.
Wow, see, I like everything that you're saying. We might have to have another conversation again, because I'm like, hold on, there are some things that I could that I might have to have a talk. Because I was like, am I going to have to go up to this office and talk to these people because they like they refuse? Like I had this issue with Discover, and I'm like take it off my report, and they wouldn't do it. Anyways, but one of our listeners was saying like their 13-year-old just got finished figuring out credit cards or figuring out when and how to use credit cards, and then they were talking about a way to keep a better score. Is like what is they oh wait, hold on, let me put it up on the screen. This weekend with the 13-year-old just got finished explaining credit cards and when and why to use them and how that affects your score, and then the way you want to keep a better score when applying larger life-changing purposes. So basically they just got finished explaining to the 13-year-old how to use credit cards. How young would you start teaching your kids like about credit card usage? Because like I this blew my mind. Like as a new baby, you could get them a credit card, like just with the Social Security card number. Like how early would you start them on like their credit journey?
I would say 13 is a good start. Also, for parents, I would add them as an authorized user. Okay. The reason why you want to do that is because they're gonna acquire the same information from that credit card as you. So if that credit card is in great standing, your kid is gonna have that reporting on their credit card as well. So 13 is a good age to start educating, because we both know we're 4 or 5 years away until that kid is out on their own. But when they're 18, they got a 750, 800 credit score, because now they've acquired the good or the excellent credit that you acquired, and that they're acquiring the same thing on their credit report. So basically, you're kind of giving them a head start.
I know that when I hit college, they had those credit card companies out there, and I was balling in college. Like no lie, we had some great parties thanks to Chase Manhattan Bank and and Citi and all these other credit cards. It's like, oh, I get a free T-shirt and I could throw a kegger. Like this was, you know what I mean? That was a golden deal right there. And then later it's like, oh man, I'm still like paying these off. And luckily I was able to work myself and work hard. But had I known, I probably wouldn't have to have worked as hard to pay off some of that stuff to get myself into a better position. Because it's like you just get there and in your mind as a kid, if you haven't been taught this, you're like, oh snap, free money. I get a free T-shirt and free money.
Right. And we all get our first credit card in college, and we go crazy with it. But I want to give out another key nugget here. So, say for example, if you do have some bad things reporting on your credit, you might have a collection or whatever, or a charge off, or maybe some medical bills reporting by that third party collection agency, right? You don't want to call into that collection agency and become liable for that account, because a lot of people do that. I called in and I tried to settle. No, you don't want to do that, because what happens is when you call in, they're going to have you on the line for 60 seconds, and then by law they can make you liable for that account. See, what we need to understand is we didn't apply with that third party collection agency. We apply with the first creditor, right? So that initial creditor sold that off to a third party collection agency. That's who you did the actual contract with. So what my point is the best thing to do is go through credit repair. Don't call them and legally get it removed, because your initial creditor has done something. Well, your third party creditor has done something illegal by contacting you saying that you owe them, and technically you don't owe them. You owe the first initial creditor that you did that transaction with. But by law, you can get that removed. But the best thing to do is not call in and not try to settle unless you really have to do that. But the first step I would say is go through credit restoration to get that removed off your credit report.
Oh, see, that's a good nugget. I didn't even know that because I'm used to bill collectors. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day when I was younger, our phone was always ringing. And those were the bill collectors. We got very, very comfortable there. We had some good ones. Tom, Brenda, Jake. I knew him on a first name basis. I was like, yeah, mom ain't here. Dad ain't here. You know what I'm saying? And we'd have to go through a little song and dance. They knew all about my football career. You know what I'm saying? They knew about my grades. But if I would have known you, I would have hung up on them. I'm like, oh, I ain't got to talk to you. You ain't even the man.
Yeah, you don't. They ain't even the man. I mean, I made the same mistake myself, but because if you realize, if you can kind of go back and remember some of those phone calls, they're asking you open-ended questions, and they have you on a recorded line. They tell you right off the gate, we're on a recorded line, so they're trying to keep you on there so you can answer those questions, and they can make you liable for that actual item that they're saying that you owe.
See, these are good pieces.
So less is more.
So aside from like the financial stuff and the credit stuff, just raising a kid in general. I got a newborn. I don't know if you can hear him in the background. He's crying right now with his mom.
I hear.
Hey, listen, the podcast is authentic. If you thought I was faking, this Blerd life is real. This kid is back here crying right now. So what advice you got for a new dad, man? Because that's kind of why I started. This is like, all right, I'm a new dad. What do I do?
I mean, that's a great question. And, as a new dad, I think, Glenn, you got all the characteristics, man. You funny. You're a responsible person. I mean,
hold on, wait, go back. Say I'm funny again, because sometimes the listeners that I know, I got haters, and they'll be in the comments, and they'll be like,
"Hey man, listen, you're extremely funny. Always have been. I've never seen you a day. I've never seen a day with you where you didn't crack a joke. I ain't never really seen you upset, man. I mean, to be honest with you might have been upset, but it's always a smile with it.
Yeah, you know what? And hey, listen,
joke behind it. I mean,
but back in the day when we were there were some moments when we were balling when there was some sad things that were happening that came to light later. But I keep it in stride. You know what I mean? I just because at the end of the day, we survived. We're in one of the best countries in the world to be in. You know what I mean? Where you have opportunity to do things. Obviously, there's other countries where you have opportunity to do things, but America's another great place where you have an opportunity to rise above your station. And make things happen. But you have to have the know-how or whatever to do it. But all of that makes it just, just in general, it's just like, what am I going to be upset about? You know what I'm saying? Like what I got to be upset about? But that was the funny thing. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I was going to say, I think you're going to be an amazing father, man. I mean, just, by being Glenn, you who you are. Obviously that your wife, she loves you, man. She appreciates you for who you are, and I think you're gonna be great, man. I can see about 4 more Glens coming, man.
I don't know. Listen, we're gonna have to have some extended conversations about my credit before I have 4. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we're probably going to have more. This first one's going well. It's only 2 weeks in, and I'm like, all right, let's have some more. But of course, the wife is like, hold up, because this has done a number on my uterus. Like I need some time to recover. But yeah, man, I'm excited. It's funny that you say funny. Like that was one of the tools I used in basketball, because people didn't realize they was out there playing a physical game. I'm out there playing a mental game. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna have to crack a joke so that you mess up the play and drop the ball. Like I can't just rely on physical talent.
But Glenn, you was one of those guys, man, that's gonna always follow you around, play defense. You was like a short Dennis Rodman, bro.
You got to do that. You need one of those on the court. Nobody, or you can't always have Kobe. You can't always have a shooter. You know what I'm saying? You can't always have a Tre. Now I'm gonna shout you out because you was out there. You was getting buckets. That's how I remembered you. That's why I was like, hold up, Tre is always getting buckets. Like hit him with the crossover, the step back. It was, look, y'all don't know, man. Look, just
appreciate that, man.
but yeah, it's fun so far. I mean, you know, the sleeping is a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like sleeping is, whoo. Oh man, we're up like every hour now because we're trying to get him back to his birth weight or whatever. So every hour we're up, you know, in the middle of the night trying to get him up. And it's funny because at first like I was sleeping a little like longer, you know, and then the wife had to like breastfeed or whatever. And so she's up the whole time. And then I was like, well, I'll stay up and I'll get bottles for him, you know, during the night every time you feed. And she was like, oh, thank you, you know. And then I started doing it. And then like I woke up to this. I was like, damn, we ain't sleep all night. That was tiring. And she looked at me like, yeah, that's what my whole like last 2 weeks have been. And I was like, this is crazy. Like for me, you know. But yeah, man, it's fun, dude. It's fun so far, even though I'm like dead tired. What are some of the those happy moments that you have with you? Because you got an older one now, and then you got a little bit of younger. What are some of those happy moments that I could look forward to as they're coming up that I don't want to miss?
Oh man, getting them ready for daycare, you know, spending that time with them in the morning, those favorite cartoons, seeing their personalities change, you know, getting the bottles ready, learning what they like for breakfast as they get older. I mean, just dropping them off, seeing the response when you drop them off.
Yeah.
Daycare, seeing the response when you pick them up from daycare, asking them what they learn. You know, when you start learning, they start learning what orange, blue, yellow is. They start learning songs around all these different colors, and then of course their alphabets. Those are the times, man, and just seeing them progress as they go through daycare and preschool, and then from preschool to first grade, second grade, just seeing the growth during those times were some of my favorite moments, man.
Yeah, that's I mean, right now all I have to look forward to is like him like the 30 minutes, you know, 45 minutes where he's up and he's looking around and you're like, wait, did he do a movement? Did he grab it? You know what I mean? And you know, when they're newborn, it feels like they're always going to be like this little like thing you have to take care of, but it's like, nah, that little thing's going to grow into a toddler and a teenager and a grown person or whatever. So I'm not worried, but I'm worried. It looks like you just got out there, but I'm not worried, but I'm worried because he's gonna have some moments. Right now, we've been singing to him, and I've been rapping to him a little bit. So this is another thing. I have bars. If y'all didn't know, I have bars. I actually wrote down a song. Should I sing to y'all? What was the song? Because I'm gonna sing it now, and it's not gonna make sense. But I swear to you, when he hears this song, he goes crazy. All right, let me pull up the song because I got a little lullaby for him. Oh, here we go. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this song? This is good. And you can take this with you. You can use this when you're raising your kid. Because now I'm to the point of being a blerd dad where I could give advice. Here's how the song goes. This is when they're trying to go to sleep. You say, "It's all right. It's all right. Go ahead and close your little eyes. It's all right. 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 We're gonna go to sleep tonight. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, it is. It's all right. I know you really, really tired. It's all right. 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 You need to go to sleep tonight. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. See, you get the point. This is a lullaby that you can sing to your kid. And I feel like it's very easy. If you're not musically inclined, you can just insert those little cool points that you need to put in there to make your kid go to sleep, and it'll work well. During this downtime, let's see. Gabriella, she says, don't let those bill collectors scare you into giving all your info also. That is a good point. And that's kind of like what Trey was saying. He's like, don't let them frighten you into thinking that you got to give them information or do anything that you don't want to do. Because it's just like, you know what? Like, you don't own me. The other people own the thing. So that was pretty cool. My sister chimed in and she was like, 4 more. Yes, 4 more, Gabby. We're about to have 4 more kids. I bet Stephanie's also going to chime in and be like, 4 more, because that would mean, listen, here's what you don't understand. If you're asking your wife to have 4 kids, that's 4 decades. No, wait, that's like 5. That's almost a decade of being pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Because she's going to need a little break. And then, oh man, that's going to be what you call it? That's going to be tough. You know what I'm saying? What else do we got here? Gabs is saying, oh, so cute for my little song there, which it is. I think I'm gonna do a bunch of these because I have a lot of different ones. I don't have them in front of me, right? And I got to get the what's it called? The cadence back. I had to get the cadence back for how I sing some of them. But once I get that cadence back, I'm gonna bust them out so that y'all can know these lullabies that you can sing to your kids, because it's very, very effective. Like if I was able to go back there, if I wasn't doing this show, if I was able to go back there and help Stephanie out, I would sing one of these lullabies. What else do we got going on? Gabrielle says, we learned that our 13-year-old is the exact age that they get super embarrassed in public. Before then, they just sing with you. Aw, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Yeah, right now he's going to think it's like real cool. It's like, I don't know. Gabriella, is there like a moment where it just flips the switch, where it's like one moment it's like, oh, super cute, and then you can see in their eye where it's like, okay, this is enough, and then they just like don't want you singing anymore with them. They want you to shut up, as it were. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure there's probably like a what you call it. There's probably like a moment. I think it's once they get around friends, because I remember this when I was young. When I was young, how like it just kind of flipped. Like I, was all happy. Me and mom were always hanging out. And then you get older, and then you're just like, it's not as cool to hang out with mom. Although I think when it happened for me is when we moved across the country, and it had something to do with being annoyed that we had to move across the country. I was more annoyed because I was always like, shit, my mom is cool. My mom is cool. She writes books. You know what I'm saying? She's a what? What are you talking about? My mom is always cool. I was more worried about the kids who were like thinking my mom was fine or my mom was hot. That was the thing that was annoying me. I was like, yo, like, that's mom, chill out. That's what I had to worry about more than my mom being annoying or whatever. You know what I mean? It was more like these kids trying to hit on my mom. And I was like, I will hit you. I will slap you. Don't you look at my mom like that. She's a hot writer. Imagine that. You know what I mean? Back in the day, she's like, the way she hold that pen, and I'll be like, yo, chill out. Yeah, so I wasn't embarrassed until I moved. I was more annoyed that I had to move across country. That's why I was like, that's why I was like, yo, y'all get away. But anyways, if you're just tuning in, we were talking to Tre Davis. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty. He stepped out for a second, but he said he's coming back. So he's going to come back in a second, and then we'll finish it up. But in the meantime, I'm just telling you about my childhood. I'm telling you about like my BLERDDAD perspective. Some of the things that I have learned as a BLERDDAD this far. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you some of the information that I got from different guests. I got a great piece of advice from Larry Starks, where he said, if you like that shirt that you're wearing, don't wear it. And I can confirm I've had about 4 shirts thrown up on now that I really, really like, that I'm like, oh, damn, that's why he said it. And I keep forgetting. I keep like, because, it's pandemic. I wasn't going out a lot. And then I started going out. And I'm like, oh, I want to wear my little fly Dr. J shirt or whatever. No, this kid has like a target. He like targets my shirt. You know what I'm saying? He like targets it. Like when after he eats, he turns his head and then like tries to throw up like on my shirt or some shit. Anyway, all right. So that was enough of me ramble. I'm gonna bring Trey back here and we're gonna finish this thing up. Trey, what's going on, man? Sorry we lost you for a minute.
I don't know. That was my bad, man. We had a storm out here a little while ago. Oh yeah, you see it. Hold on. You see it, don't you? You remember that, right?
What's that? The
You know what this is, don't you? This is a Cowboys blanket.
Oh, don't pull that out because we're about to have more technical difficulties if you pull that Cowboys
See,
out.
I think I got the wrong color on right here. So
I like the ownership shirt. I like the ownership shirt because that was my high school colors, you know, the burgundy. Although I didn't really like my high school. As a matter of fact, yeah, pull the Cowboys out because Stephanie, my wife, she likes the Cowboys, so she would be very happy to see this.
Yeah. Let me do this for your wife. It had to be a reason why you married her. It's probably because she was a Cowboys fan.
That, you know what, that was one of the reasons, because I was like, if I can deal with her being a Cowboys fan, then I could probably put up with a lot more. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the thing. Yeah, and then our one of our viewers said that's why we don't buy white shirts for kids. Smart. Don't do it, because I was talking about how the kid throws up on everything.
Okay, yeah.
So listen, while you have you here, we, you know how a lot of shows, they have burning questions that they want to ask their guests. We actually have a blerding question that we like to ask our guests, and our blerding question today for you is what is a good basketball metaphor for getting your financial situation in order? Because you're a big nerd about basketball. You love basketball. What's a good basketball metaphor for getting your financial situation in order?
Take the shot. You gotta take the shot. You gotta take the shot. If you don't take the shot, somebody else will. Matter of fact, you gotta take more than one shot. You gotta take 1,000 shots, because if you take 1,000 shots, your percentage is going to increase. So take the shot.
Okay, that's great advice. It's probably not good advice for me because my shot is not as good. If the shot is good as yours, 1,000 shots is good. Mine, I might want to pass it to somebody like you. You know what I'm saying? Get the boss credit system, pass it off to you, and then you can take the shot for me, because
I'll gladly put it in the hole for you, brother.
No, man. Yeah, but this is all good stuff. I feel like it's very, very informational. Like, is there anything that you want to say to, because you've already given us like a lot of great gems. Is there anything that you would want to say to people if they're a little bit nervous or hesitant? They're like, I don't believe it. I don't think it's real. I don't want to mess with it. Is there anything that you want to say to people who are a little bit hesitant?
Yeah. So I would say become more knowledgeable. Really go in depth and become more knowledgeable. Another thing you can do is go to my website at www.ucesprotectionplan.com/A Davis45. If you go to that website right there, it'll give you all the information you need about our protection plan, and you can enroll there when you're ready. You can look at everything that I shared with you tonight from a visual standpoint, and make a conscientious decision on where you are in life, if this is going to make sense for you.
Wait, give us, what was the website again?
UCES protection plan.com /A Davis 45.
Ooh, we'll see. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, it comes right up. I actually looked at it. Hold on, I'm gonna put that on the screen for the people so they can see it. I'm also gonna put your socials up there as well. People can see that as well. All right, so you still have the salon business, correct?
Yeah, I do. I still have a salon business. You can go to F Flambe Hair Studio. If you know of anybody who's suffering from male pattern baldness, hair loss, alopecia, I specialize in non-surgical cranial prosthesis.
Mm.
I can actually get you back together, and you'll be happy with the results. So I've been doing that for about the last 4 years, and really helping change a lot of people's lives across the country. I get customers that come in from all over the United States just to get that service, man. So excited about that. And if anybody is on this, listening to this, you can go to Flambe Hair Studio on my Instagram, take a look at my work. You can click the link, and if this is something that makes sense for you, or if you know anybody else who would benefit from these services, have them to hit me up, and we'll get them squared away.
Yeah, man. Because you're in North Carolina now, right? Or are you in?
Yep, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, so I have to go down there. I was in Charleston. I haven't been to Charlotte in a while, but I've been meaning to get back down there to hang out. I've only been there once, but it's great. It's a smaller it's a smaller kind of area or whatever, but it feels like it's got everything that you need down there for a city.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I'd love for you to come down. We can go catch a game and hang out for a little bit, just catch up, man. It'll be great. Go to
Yeah,
Top Golf
absolutely.
or something like that.
Absolutely. I might have to come out there and do some shows. I don't know if did you see my special? Did you watch it already?
I have not had a chance to watch it fully yet.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna give you a pass because I know you're busy. You know what I mean? You helping save other people. You ain't got time to listen to my silly jokes. But
No. Hey man, hey, put me on, man. Inform me. I'll go in and check you out. I'm always a support piece, man.
there you go. Yeah, no, I put out a special on YouTube. It was kind of cool. I want to put out another one at the end of this year. We'll see how it goes with the kid, but I have a couple other things cooking. That's the thing. It's like we're not able. Like I feel like you understand this. Like we weren't able to go out and do stand up at first, and then it opened back up. But I was being safe, so I wasn't going out. But I started working on other like projects and things. So like that's where this podcast came from. That's where I was like, all right, let me put together this special. Let me do that. Let me put together another one. So it's like, even if you can't do the thing that you want to do, don't see it as an obstacle. Look at what other things can you do to go and achieve your goal. And that was like kind of one of the things that I thought about when all this happened. It's like, all right, well, if my goal is to get on stages right now, that's heavily impacted. What else can I do to still achieve that goal? Maybe later, maybe come back when things open up and have a better footing. You know what I mean? So I'm not kind of just spinning my wheels waiting for somebody else to give me a shot.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're doing a great job, Glenn. I mean, by really investing into yourself, believing in yourself. I've seen the growth. I like the platform right now that you have me on, that you asked me to come on. I'm excited to be on here, man, and I definitely see a lot happening for you, and not only as a father, a new father with your family, but I see a lot happening for you in your career of comedy as well. So, man, just keep it up, man. Go hard, man.
For sure, bro. That's that's a great place to end it, man. I thank you so much for coming through, chatting with us. I think I'm gonna do that. I can't wait to see what you do next, because man, you're constantly evolving. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's been kind of a mutual thing. I've seen, you like look at people on Facebook, you're like, oh man, he's doing it. Oh, cool. It's just cool to see people that you used to kick it with and vibe, even though it was like, for the short-lived time that we was playing ball together. Like, it's like good to see people grow and start doing new things and reaching out and branching. It's like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? Like that. Now that's where their legs are now.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I always just try to put God first, and put God first, it'll lead you to places that you never thought that He would lead you to. And I know I always like to say, we just getting started, man. Me and you both, we just getting started. There's a lot more in store for us. All we got to do is just putting God first, and staying laser focused on our goals and dreams. And I always know that it's all about giving back, because we reap what we sow. So if we can do those things, everything is going to come back full circle, and it'll work out for us.
Mm. Well, I think that's an amazing place to leave it. I thank you so much. 100% agree with you. Put God first, and that'll help you move forward and get to where you want to be. And I love this. I love seeing the growth. I love seeing what you're doing, and I love the fact that you're out here trying to help other people achieve their goals. You know, you don't just get what you want, get your goals achieved. You know what I mean, and then kind of stop. And you know, you've done that, and now you're opening the doors for other people, and hopefully you can open the doors for me. You know what I mean? Because my credit is okay, but oh wait, there is one last thing I needed to talk about, and this is going to sound like I'm joking, but I'm not. Is there a black credit score and a white credit score? Because I 100% have checked my credit before, right? And then I went to go get a house, and they're like, "I'm sorry, sir, your Negro credit score is a little bit lower than you think." And my rates were different. I was like, yo, what, am I getting a different score when they what's going on with that?
That's a good question. Well, we actually have about 28 credit scores. Most people don't know that. But we do have a mortgage score, right? And we do have a mortgage score, and that's what they pull when you go and get a mortgage, is your mortgage score. So we also have something called a FICO score. We have something called a Vantage 3.0 score. Most lenders are going to pull your FICO score, right? Vantage 3.0 is going to kind of give you a roundabout of where you are, but your FICO is really what you want to pay attention to. And then also you have an insurance score. Most people don't know that. Most people don't know that you have a auto score. So whatever you're going to get, they pull based off of what you're trying to be approved for. But if you're doing your job on the front end, meaning keeping with those 5 components that I explained earlier, late payments down, right? No late payments, keeping your utilization between 1% and 9%, not 30. But if you can do 30, that's great. But 1% and 9%, credit age length, don't close any accounts. Let it age like fine wine. Reduce your increase to 4 per year, right? Annually. And get that credit, a solid sound credit mix, meaning at least 3 major credit cards reporting and 2 installment loans reporting, like your car note and your mortgage. You'll be great. Most people don't know that if you are renting and one of your goals and aspirations is to become a homeowner, you can get your credit. You can get your rent up to 2 years past reported to your credit report. That's going to help increase your score anywhere to 50 to 100 points. Score is going to jump like Jordan, and it reports like a mortgage. So most people don't know that either. But that's another program that we have in our protection plan that I could share, that I share with a lot of my customers as well, and I help them become homeowners.
Oh man. So yeah, we'll put this out like on our socials or whatever, so they can get in contact with you, and hopefully it'll help some other people. So look, you came to the Blerd Dad podcast, you came to Level Up Comedy, you got to laugh, and you're going to get your credit together. I mean, what more do you want? You know what I mean? Come out and support us in what we're trying to do, man. And you got a little information to help you raise your little rug rat. You know, like what? This is a one-stop shop right now. Anyway, I appreciate you so much, Tre Davis, for coming out. I'm gonna close out the show, man, and I'm gonna holler at you in a little bit, man. Thank you so much for spending your time, and because I know time is precious. That's the big thing. Time is precious, and you were very, very generous with your time, so I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Glenn. I appreciate you, man, and give me a call. Let's chop it up.
All right, for sure, man. Thank you, brother. Oh, all right. That was Tre Davis. I appreciate him so much for coming out here and explaining some things to you. We learned a lot. That's the thing. We learned a lot here today. Like, we learned that there are like 28 different credit scores. There's a lot of different factors that go into it. We learned that 13 is a great age to start teaching your kid and showing your kid credit. And these are all things that are kind of out there in the world that we can share, with each other or whatever to help things. Because a lot of times in the Black community, especially, it's like we don't get information like this. And so then we're just grown up and we're like, oh, and then it takes us like to our 20s or in my case, like my 40s to figure out these things and then put them into use. So hopefully as the Blerd Dad, I'll be helping my little one get control of his credit a little bit earlier in that process, in that timeline. What else did we learn that is good? Don't wear shirts that you like when you have a newborn, because they will throw up on them. That's another thing that we learned. That one is good. Also, if bill collectors are calling you, you don't owe them nothing. Tell them to shut up, or don't tell them anything. Don't answer the phone, or if you answer the phone, don't say anything. Just plead the fifth. I don't know if fifth works in credit situations, but plead the fifth. So I don't know what you're talking about. And then maybe offer them a drink, or even better yet, give them the information and route them to Level Up Comedy and the Blerd Dad podcast, where they could get information so that they could have a laugh and carry on their day. Yeah, I think that's about it. Great information, great knowledge. Appreciate Tre Davis, and Blerd that out.